Hey mamas, Celeste Howard here with the Mom Collective and my friends Rowena, Pam, and Liz. We're all back in our assigned seats this time.
Assigned
Well,
seating.
thank you so much for joining us. I know a lot of people have subscribed and followed, and our community is growing, and we really appreciate you. And so we're just going to talk a little bit this time, just to continue our discussion on summertime, because that's where we all are right now. And Rowena has some fun stuff to share for where she's been the last week.
Yeah, literally, I'm just days off of a cruise, an amazing cruise out to the Bahamas. We
Have you guys all cruised?
No, once.
Oh, you actually have done
once,
a
but
cruise.
without kids.
Without kids. Okay, very different. Well, we were gifted an amazing opportunity to travel with my parents and my younger brother and my family of 6 to the Bahamas on like a major cruise liner. We were like on board with 7,100 people.
Oh.
If you can just imagine, we were on the open seas for 5 days.
It's like a traveling city.
It basically is a
feel
traveling
like-
city. I mean, probably bigger than some cities here in the States. But I mean, it was, I had a lot of trepidation and a lot of anxiety about like my bed moving constantly, like in the sea.
Did you bring the little like bracelet,
the patchet and all that?
means?
No,
You didn't
because again, it was a really nice ship, a brand new ship, and we were kind of like midship and on the deck 11 out of 18, and we had a balcony. The balcony, I think that was like the fresh air and watching the way. I didn't have any motion sickness, seasickness at all. Actually, when we landed and we were on dry land, that's actually my vertigo was out of control. It took me 2 days to acclimate to like not moving.
We're supposed to be the best place to be.
Okay, that I don't know, but I'm saying where we were, kind of close to midship.
Okay.
11th, the deck 11 with a balcony, perfect.
Okay.
It was perfect, luxurious, but yeah, nobody got sick. It was great.
How was it with the kids?
So my kids going from, 15 all the way down to 4, the best ages. And the way that we had it set, we had 2 rooms with an adjoining door and everyone had a balcony. So my 2 older sons had their own room and my husband and I were with the 2 littles. But we always had the door open and it was cute. My husband was taking videos where I'm like getting my makeup and my hair, get ready for the night. And then the kids are like going crazy in the other room, but he like would pan with the camera from room to room. It was 2 separate worlds, but we were all together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the cruise liner that we took was meant for young families. So we're on with like 7,000 other individuals who are all young families, basically.
How did you find that or know that?
So thanks for asking. My 13-year-old, soon to be 14-year-old, he is obsessed with anything like nautical. Okay. And he's always wanted to do a cruise. So this was kind of his early 14th birthday gift from my parents.
Okay.
And so he researched the cruise liner, the exact ship.
Oh, wow.
He did all the research.
Okay.
He basically told grandma and grandpa, find an agent and this is what I want. This is the week that I want. This is the package I want.
Okay.
If you could. Yeah. It was just,
that's amazing.
And my parents, the benefactors of this experience, they said, okay, well, this is for you. So whatever, as you wish.
Yeah.
It was really nice, but everything was packed. It was like kind of all inclusive, right? So
is that nice as a mom? Because then you don't have to plan anything. You can relax, be present with your kids.
Let me tell you, I didn't realize what a luxury having like all inclusive and your meals already pretty much predetermined for you. It wasn't until we landed and went back to real life. I remember the first day at home. Stanley was like, so what's for lunch? And I was like, we're going to Windjammer. Windjammer was one of the cafeterias. I'm like, we're going to Windjammer. But no, like I actually have to meal plan. I have to go back to the grocery store because we're out of everything. I like having to like reorient to just everyday life was really difficult when you're living so like spoiled and luxuriously for 5 straight days on the open seas. Again, 15 all the way down to 4. There was entertainment for everybody. There were moments where we weren't all together because the older 2 boys wanted to do their own thing. We were at the splash pad or the family friendly stuff with the littles. There were great shows at night and, things. I went to sleep. I had early bed. I mean, I was in the sun all day with the 2 littles.
Could your kids go out without you?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the 2 older ones for sure. But my husband and I, we there's this area, the solarium, which was like adults only, and yeah, just no kids running around, and that was nice. We kind of had like our own. Even it was my 4-year-old took a nap one afternoon, and during his nap, we went to the solarium, left the 3 other boys in their room, and we had like our own hot tub to ourselves, and it was happy
Amazing.
hour. So on the cruise we had like
Yeah.
a 90-minute date.
Yeah.
Oh, there's hope for us young
Experience.
moms.
And it was
With our littles.
really unique.
Could
It was
you
really,
imagine?
really, it was lovely. But yeah, it was great. I still feel like I'm kind of on island time right now, but
It's okay.
it's good to be
Time to
back.
come
Summer.
back.
Good
Isn't
to
it?
be
What a
back.
great, yeah.
But yeah,
It's definitely something everyone has to try once. Or
Yes.
Get a chance to do one time.
just the all inclusive and not having to think, and everything's just there for you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like how amazing all inclusive was because I used to before kids. I wasn't a big fan of it because I always wanted to pick and choose what I want to do. I don't know, we'll decide. And then after experiencing it with kids, I'm like, this is the best thing ever because I realized like I don't really get to freely enjoy my kids at home as much as I'd like because I have like mom hat is like 400
You've got
different
the food,
full-time
you've got the
jobs.
cleaning, you've got
And
the-
a lot of them are
and
needs.
you're the entertainer.
Yeah.
And I'm only a human being, so I have to manage. And I'm thinking things when I'm sitting down trying to play with my kid, and I'm sure it comes out. But like to know everything's just taken care of for that week or next few days, like I can just be so present and like observe. And like I feel like it's the reward. Which is sad because you can only go on so many trips a year,
Right.
but like the
Yeah.
reward
Yeah.
of all my hard work or like what I'm creating or helping create.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did have to change my expectation on vacations when we had kids because same thing. We tend to go to really unique places, and I want to try the local food or go to the cool restaurants. But it ends up being a family trip, not a family vacation. And I found myself
Sure.
working more on vacation to get laundry done because of just all the things at beach houses, especially for me.
Yes.
But we started doing all inclusives because I was just mad at my kids all the time because
Yeah.
we're supposed to be on vacation, but there's more work for me because everyone's on vacation mode.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is nice.
It really is. Yeah.
So that
That
is
time together.
definitely a bucket list item. I don't think a lot of us go to multiple cruises or, big destinations. I think most of us are going to be hopping in a car this summer. We're staying home. So we want to offer a couple tips for travel because this kind of tends to be daunting, whether it's you're home all summer and how are you going to entertain your kids because you aren't going anywhere. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some staycation ideas, or you're coming up to a long road trip. Like Liz, you've done 20 hours in the car with the kids or
24.
oh gosh.
With all your 3 kids,
Well, I can't even do it
what were
by
their
myself
age ranges?
with
I
the
want to
dog
know.
every
With the
summer.
dog too, because you got to let the dog out
Okay.
too.
So let's do
big-
car
okay,
trips
wow.
first. I'm
Yeah.
sure lots of people out
And this
here-
was before Bucky's was in existence.
Well, I was going west.
Okay,
so there were
that's-
no
right.
Buckies.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no.
Tell us about it. How do
Okay, so car
You live
car
to
travel.
tell.
First is going to be car travel trips because most of us visit family or just
Yeah.
some location, or you go to a ballpark or a site or a city, or a beach for vacation. So, what are some tips to make
car travel.
trip
Give us your
less
hat.
daunting?
So it started because I'm from the West Coast, California, and we had no family here. And I wanted my kids to grow up with their cousins, with their family. So my sister was a saint. I would appear at her doorstep for 6 weeks every summer, at least when they were little, before they got involved. And I would drive them, 3 of them, with the dog 24 hours across the country. I stopped once because I'm the kind of person like we stop for food and
Okay, what do you do when your kids have to go to the bathroom?
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say bathroom breaks
fine, I
probably every 2
stopped.
hours.
We
Yeah.
we have a friend who had a milk jug.
Oh, no.
Stop.
I am
would-
down.
no.
I'm not going to
My
out
aunt
you.
used,
I'm
like, a
not going to tell
Pringles can.
everybody who you are.
No.
But he would not.
No, I
stop,
would never
and you
do
had to
that.
the milk
No.
jug.
No.
That
My
was-
husband grew up
and
like
girls
that.
some-
No, I think back then too, because my kids are older. There's so many card games that you can play, the I
Mhm.
Spies, the driver license games, and those games would continue while we were in California. Like you have to get you have to find the driver's license from every single
the
state.
license
Plate.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, how are you?
But then when they were old enough, yeah, sure. They played video games. And I would start at 4:00 in the morning. So they would
When
not,
did you start these road trips?
when my daughter was 6 months old, my husband would fly her out and I'd take
She
the
your
older two.
oldest?
She's the youngest.
Oh, okay.
So the older two were 5 and 6.
This is when you kind of started.
Those are great ages, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
My friend
Because they're potty trained and all that.
Yeah. So they are. And I mean, it's bad, but they would watch movies, only movies, and they'd play
I don't think it's
Mario
bad.
Kart.
Yeah.
whole time.
Little handhelds.
And there would be times by like 4 in the afternoon where it would start getting really bad. And I would push them. I did the first day always was 14 hours, but it's doable. It's doable if your goal is, for me, it was to make sure they were still entrenched in the family. And boy, and then of course, once you're in California, there's a billion things to do.
Of course.
And speaking
Yeah.
of like staying with your family, I think it's such a temptation when you have a long trip to just give your kids a device because it's quick, it's easy,
Yeah.
and like
It's a babysitter,
everyone,
isn't it?
yes. I would challenge you. Definitely still have them and have them be a backup, but the actual trip can be fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
some of our best memories are on trips. We would have, and just sort of, I mean, you're driving and you pay for all the devices so you can have control over how the trip goes. I know we would have a certain amount of time before any devices were allowed to be used. And you can kind of have a rhythm to the day where we would have the first hour was just talk, look out the window, play
Right.
those kind of games. They used to have, now it's a lot easier with devices, but they used to have like a little bingo cards you could get in
We
like the
did that.
dollar section, like when you see a
Yeah.
tree. We had a My Cow game
Mhm.
where you would yell "My Cow" when you saw cows, and you would gather who could get the most points for cows. So
Right.
there's the My Cow
Well,
game.
when I was doing it too, they didn't have their own devices.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
they were watching,
Right.
it was a mutual movie. It was a
It was all
shared
together,
experience.
so it's shared.
And Mario Kart, they were playing with each other. They did not have their own device, and I don't know if I would do that. I don't agree with that. We would have to interact. They need to interact.
I used to
Yeah.
also do name that song where someone would be in charge, like they'd cover the screen on the car and would
Oh,
like play
yeah,
a song
yeah.
list from like 80s or 90s or recent. And just we just kind of did game show stuff. Like who could name the
Yes.
song,
Yeah.
name the song first would get a point.
Yes.
And my kids have so many memories of just yell screaming like Disney princess songs as
Cute.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Cute.
Because they remembered them because they were on repeat for so long with a bunch of girls. And like who could name what Disney song
Yep.
first? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of, you have a really closed like captive audience that
Mhm.
you can bring back a lot of these things that might not be quite cool enough for a regular day. You know, if you have a preteens or some boys that are just too cool for some things, if they're in the car for 10 hours,
Yeah.
they'll do it. And
Yeah.
they'll have
Yeah.
these great, it's a
Yeah.
perfect opportunity to kind of just simplify and let them be young.
Yeah. I was going to say that too
That's
about
so interesting.
like, it's just the togetherness that you
Right.
have. I mean, you have no choice. You're all in this car
Yeah.
for how
Oh,
for
they have a lot of
miles and
memories.
miles and miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you stay
very much
sane?
appreciate
And then
that.
use,
because there's only so many
and then that they're, yeah.
Look on
games.
tape.
You know, you need
Audible.
your minute.
Yeah, I was going to say too, it doesn't have to be all noise. You could have a book on tape. You
Yeah.
could have an Audible book playing. You
Yeah.
could have music and fun stuff and crazy. You could also have an hour of, hey, I want to listen to this book. That's just what's on.
Yeah.
Everyone has to listen to
Just
some
deal with
spiritual
it.
book or some whatever
Yeah.
book. And then I would say hold out the devices and the snacks as almost like your
Mhm.
bribery. Like
Uh-huh.
after you make it X 5
You've
hours.
earned it.
Yeah.
Right.
Then when we stop, if everyone has not fought or done whatever, you can get a snack when we go to the bathroom. Like
Okay.
I would give out very little free stuff.
Okay.
Like
Mm.
make them earn their snack when they stop for the bathroom.
Yeah.
Make them
Yeah.
earn their time on their device. I'm
Right.
not saying don't do
Right.
it at all, but just if you give them all the good stuff at the beginning, you don't have a lot
Right.
of
Story of
leverage.
life.
Right.
Yes.
Story of life.
Yeah. Negotiation and
goals as
reward, something to
far.
work towards is what you're saying. And
Yeah.
then, of course, that, like, I feel like that kind of makes the time go by a lot quicker too, because everyone, there's like an
And you
intentional
help
goal
them
at the end
pace
of this.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Otherwise,
good.
it's just this huge, long, it's all the same. Like,
Uh-huh.
you
Making-
can break it up.
You're making me realize too, there's actually value in doing the road trips.
Memory
This is a
of
good
it.
family bonding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like interacting and all that.
I mean, my
because there are
kids
less
still even talk
distractions.
about the time like my daughter threw up in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Had to
Yeah,
pull
you're going to
over.
have
But it's a shared memory.
potty accidents, sickness,
Yeah.
all
And
that.
so
I mean, that
did- yeah.
happens,
Yes.
especially with so many kids and so many
Mhm.
miles.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not driving somewhere, and like most destinations, cities, beaches are kind of family, I think is the biggest summer draw. And you're flying somewhere because you don't really, maybe you can't take off time from work or you can do that. What are flying tips? Like you said, it gives you anxiety before, but one thing most people that are listening do live in the DFW area. Little pro tip, if you Google or just get on the DFW airport app or DFW site or just Google this, security gate wait times.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
I didn't know
every-
that.
I didn't know
I
about
did-
that.
I didn't know
My
this
husband
either.
flies multiple
TSA
times a
line.
week. and we probably go somewhere once a month. So we're a big travel family.
Yeah.
I never get to airports early. I'm never stressed about it because basically you could, on your way there, like you figure out what gate you're at. You just do chat or Google or get on the website and say security wait times. If you were like let's say B15, it'll show you where the 4 gates are, and there's a green or a yellow or a red. And there's oftentimes too, I've dropped someone off or gone to B25 instead of B12, which where they are, and walked because this one was green and this one was red. And the red one's like 45 minutes. This one has no line. It's way better to walk 10 gates inside. So at least you know there's not that unknown. Today's day and age, most places, you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what if the line is an hour and a half?
Sure.
You can look on it in the morning and they're pretty accurate.
Yeah, they are.
You could also get a TSA thing in advance. You could do clear in advance, and you can also put that into your search, like where are those gates? But I would suggest you don't get dropped off where your gate number is. You get dropped off where the security gates,
Gotcha.
which I think really helps.
That's
Like
nice
all
to
of those
know.
are going to
Yeah,
help.
it's a very
'Cause I also don't like
practical
sitting
tip.
there with the
Yeah.
kids either. Because I'm like,
Amen.
oh, in case.
You
That's
bet.
I got to get here in an
Stay
hour
up
and a
too.
half.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's nice to not have that,
these
have that
stands.
unknown.
Because then they're
I
crazy.
mean,
That's awesome.
hour at the
Right.
most, I
Amazing.
guess.
And
in
that's, by the way,
advance.
every airport. Wherever we
Yes.
are, whatever city, you can find the wait lines online.
Yes.
That's so
And
nice.
that matters because honestly, sometimes you do have a line that takes you an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's awful. But I know I dropped my daughter off one time.
Yes.
Really
Especially
good
with
tips
for your
kids. Like,
Yeah.
you
future
just
travel.
you want to be
As
standing in
moms.
lines. Then you don't want
No.
to wear them out before you even board the plane.
Yes.
Gosh.
Yep.
And then I would also like bring them, I'd find their favorite toys, find things they thought were really entertaining, and then I would save them until the trip. Same thing with snacks. I wouldn't just give them all of them. I'd kind of like parcel them out and then bring out this like toy that, like, I remember one time it was one of those little lava things that was, 'cause I had a toddler, like a baby toddler, that would love, like, he
Just watch
loved like
it.
watching it. And so I just saved that. So over the week or two before, I would take their favorite toys and just kind of stockpile them to just bring out.
Yeah.
I'd say also bring your own sippy cup that
Yes.
is
Oh,
empty
gosh.
Yes.
because that way you're not worried about them spilling on the plane.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a comfort from home too,
Yes.
as well. But my 4-year-old, I don't know if he's aging out of it, but he really liked it. I to your point, I bought these things on Amazon. These Melissa and Doug puffy sticker booklet
Oh, yeah.
things. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
about?
To get my
Yes.
kids
I
all
bought
those
3 of
all
those.
those.
Yeah, but I saved it for the
Yeah.
flight before the cruise, and then we busted it out in the terminal.
Yeah,
when we were
Dollar
waiting.
Tree is amazing for those little, or like,
It's good to know.
Yeah,
like,
water
and you don't
bottles.
have the mess of like crayons and
'Cause then you can,
markers.
like, toss
you
it
just
there when you're done.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they're so
I had,
fascinated by
you know,
those.
crates full of all those books,
Yes.
Yeah,
sticker books. I
And the
don't know if-
water painting
Yeah,
ones,
love
I
them.
love.
Yeah,
Love them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
But those are helpful. Those are our little tips, like navigating before,
Yeah.
and then portioning out snacks or taking favorite toys and kind of like being in charge of slowly
The rotation.
revealing those to the
You're
kids, and
saying.
kind of gets a little more time on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last vacation that I think is everyone's bucket list is traveling like overseas, traveling to Europe or doing like a big trip. And I think a lot of people think they can't do that. Like that has to be when all your kids are gone, like someday I just can't wait to go to Italy, or I can't wait to go to Ireland, or you were saying recently like Ireland was
Oh, yeah. You
cheaper.
can go to Ireland cheaper than you can to like the East Coast, like
absolutely.
New
Yeah.
York.
Like,
There's like deals
It's
all
like
the time.
$800.
I'm
Some
guessing
airline,
it's probably cheaper, more cost effective to go to Europe than to like take a cruise.
It's
Oh, for
It's
sure.
right.
You can
Find
find
ways.
my guess.
Or Disney World.
Friends,
so
a little
funny.
bit.
People,
Yep.
the
Wild.
there's average person saves up,
What's happening?
goes to a cruise, spends 10,000 plus on this,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like once. And yes, these are not your everyday vacations, but it's not unheard of to talk to someone and they went on a cruise this summer, or they went to Disney World this summer.
Right.
For the same price or even less,
Yeah.
you can go to Europe.
Yeah. If you follow something, there's a guy everybody follows called the Points Guy
Oh, yeah.
on Instagram.
Oh, I've heard of
No,
him.
I've never
Uh-huh.
heard of him.
Oh, he
It's
gives
not
you
everybody.
every travel hack there is, and especially fares, good fares. So I'm not kidding. You could go to Ireland for
sure.
$500. It just cost me almost that much to go to California for a
I
weekend.
was going to say
Yeah.
on the West Coast.
So I might as well
it's
go to
insane.
Ireland, right?
Yeah.
So, you can find these travel people on social media.
Okay, so tips for going overseas. I know you've gone with babies.
Yes. So I would say, first of all, it's easier minus the flight, it's easier to travel in Europe than it is in the US. They are much more child friendly. So everywhere from
It's
car
because none of them
services,
have any
Ubers,
kids.
there's
So
no
they're just
lines
like,
at
"Oh,
airports. All
children."
transportation have a specific family. If you're family, you literally cut all the
You
lines.
too.
That's
They
so
come, they
cool.
That is
swarm
You're
you.
VIP with
It
kids.
is.
Yes.
We are so sad
Yes.
we don't have little babies anymore. And like when you have a family with little ones and you get to customs in that line and like anywhere is like back to the wall. If they see families with babies, they take you out of line and just
Yes.
bring you through.
Yep. And
And
happily.
now we have to wait.
Happily.
Really?
Yeah, at restaurants, like we could bring our kids to like a 7 or 8 p.m. dinner, which is usually right here. You would never to a nice
No,
restaurant.
no,
That'd be rude.
Mm.
No, they like welcome it. The servers swarm your kids. I remember we went to this nice restaurant in Greece and Stanton was like playing with like 3 servers. I don't know if they were serving their tables, but he was playing while me and my husband enjoyed. Like we were like on a date with this
Yes.
toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to Italy most summers, which has been such a blessing. But it's the same thing. Like there'll be waiters, and they're small. They're not huge restaurants like here. No one is out of view. They're
Yes.
a small, little size of your living room thing, so it's safe. But yes, waiters are the hosts. Like we'll be like, "Oh, look how cute this baby is," and we'll take your baby and walk
Yep.
around where you can see them, and you just can sit and
Oh.
eat.
And it's natural for them. We kind of came back to the US a little mad.
Kind of, this place is
Why
terrible.
is this? It doesn't have to be like this.
Come on, America, do better.
And it was very eye-opening. And then the other thing too is, so he was about 1.5 years when we did this, and we were blessed. The stars aligned. There's multiple things but we were able to travel Europe for a month with him. And that was
This is on my bucket list, to travel the way you guys. You don't just travel to Europe; you stay there with your.
We do,
little
and we
ones. It's
love to
wild.
stay. It seems counterintuitive, but we've always stayed right in the middle of the city. We go to Italy
Wow.
a lot. But the thing that's nice in the city is that you can just walk somewhere. It doesn't need to
Right.
pack
No, that's
everybody
true.
up,
Right.
and now you have to all go to this destination and whatnot. So my kids would go and get ice cream or go down to the market and do all these things by themselves because they were close to it, and we didn't have to do everyone at one time. We can come back and someone could nap and everyone else could go out. But a couple tips I would say for that, just from we have 7 kids, is that you want to enjoy yourself as well. And I know it sounds a little stressful, like we've talked about the airport navigating. We talked about dinner a little bit when you go out, and they eat all hours of the day, like most of these cities. But your kid, like keeping an eye on your kid is a little hard, especially with the tiny roads and them kind of swaying around. And we may or may not have lost children throughout the years. But my one tip is pair an older kid with a younger kid. And bribery's great. Give them ice cream. They make it the day, whatever. Or we've used ice cream gelato to get somebody to walk when they don't feel like walking. They want to be carried because I think he was 2 or 3. But definitely have other people responsible, like for a committed person.
Mm.
So you're not maybe
Yeah.
watching 5
Yep.
kids, only
Yep.
really needed to watch 1 kid, but you never really get to relax. And then something goes wrong and nobody was on task. And then reward them somehow. You've got them coffee, or I don't know.
You watch your sibling. We can do this again.
Because you want to find a way that you enjoy it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
That's
vacations are not what they used to be
right.
in the vacation sense that it's all relaxing. It is more of a trip, but you can find ways, whether it's a cruise because you just want to have hands off the wheel. I want to be just part of the passenger thing. If you really want to go to Europe, you don't have to feel like resentful, like I can't go, because the kids, there are ways to do it a little more budget friendly by staying in Airbnbs, traveling together, taking trains, things like that. You could drive, and the same thing. You need to find a way to enjoy it. So just stay in control of the cadence of the car, and kind of stagger how they use their time in the car. But hopefully you guys, everyone gets to do some kind of vacation this summer. Whether you're home and you're doing some of these car trip tips, just going down the street just to make it a little more fun, heading out to dinner or heading to swim lessons or whatever it is. But we hope this helps a little bit and gives you a little bit, takes the ease off and some of the stress of the various things that are coming up. And if you have any tips that we haven't thought of, and I'm sure there's a ton, go ahead and drop them in the comments because we would love to learn from you as well. So until we meet again, hope you have a great summer and continue enjoying your time with your kids. And remember, you were handpicked for this. So just lean in. God bless.